myself and wanted. Gave too much to people that left me disregarded. Used to be easier to give than to take. Used to think everyone would treat me the same. But now I'm calling back my energy from every single thing that wasn't meant for me. Old friends, ex-lovers, and my enemies, I wish in peace. But now I'm writing love letters to myself before I give them to anyone else. I'm writing love letters to myself before I give them to anyone else. Da 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 da. Do do. Da 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 do. Yeah. Older and I'm wiser, taking all my time. Baby, find a balance, everything aligned. That's what I'm becoming. Love of my own life. I've been more selective and protective over mine. Yeah, yeah. So now I'm writing love letters to myself before I give them to anyone else. I'm writing love letters to myself before I give them to anyone else. Looking in the mirror, liking what I see. Make myself a smile, that's good company. Took a look within and I found my peace. I got all I need. I got all I need. Oh yeah, I got all I need.
I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. So can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up. My mama told me don't talk to people you haven't met. I guess my mama was right. But it's not 'cause everybody you meet is dangerous, but 'cause they'll break your heart. 'Cause she plays it so cool, making up her own rules. And I'm a loser for thinking I've got any shot in the dark. Now it's hitting me hard. Tell me, what am I supposed to do? 'Cause I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. Still can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up. I've got an internet crush. Internet crush. Internet crush. Internet crush. But if we met somewhere else, or would things be different? Or am I wasting my time? Overanalyzing everything that I never said. Why can't I make up my mind? 'Cause she plays it so cool, making up her own rules. And I'm a loser for thinking I've got any shot in the dark. Now it's hitting me hard. Tell me, what am I supposed to do? 'Cause I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. Still can't help falling in love. Can't take the hint and give up. I've got an internet crush. Internet crush. Internet crush. Internet crush.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Tell me what's your sign. Tell me where you were born and what time. Wanna know how our planets align. Baby boy, let me get in your mind. Get in your mind. Tell me what's your sign. Tell me where you were born and what time. Wanna know how our planets align. Baby boy, let me get in your mind. Get in your mind. Yeah, something so different. Way that you hit and legs. Get out of our body then. Spend all day up in this bed. Feel like take a test. Got me like, oh my god, this so incredible. Hold it, let's spin, don't stop, yeah. We too compatible, yeah. Don't gotta think too hard, no. Organic, it's natural, yeah. Oh, tell me what's your sign. Tell me where you were born and what time. Wanna know how our planets align. Baby boy, let me get in your mind. Get in your mind. Tell me what's your sign. Tell me where you were born and what time. Wanna know how our planets align. Baby boy, let me get in your mind. Get in your mind. Let me know sun moon rising. Let me know what you hiding. Loving what I've been seeing. Know that those stars